So here we have silk. If we were to zoom in closer on silk, we would see under a microscope it would look like lots of different fibres woven together. Take a closer look, each of those fibres is made of lots of little hairs. Zoom in once more, and we see that each hair is actually made of millions and millions and millions of atoms. All those atoms are arranged in long chains, and this is what makes silk a polymer. So, silk comes from a silkworm. It's a bit like a caterpillar, and it grows a cocoon around itself to protect it whilst it's changing. And eventually, what comes out of that cocoon is a silk moth, a bit like a butterfly coming from a caterpillar. So, what we need to do now is have a closer look at a silk cocoon. So, here we have the cocoon of the silkworm. Okay, if I shake it, you might just about be able to hear the larvae of the silkworm still inside. So, how do we get silk from a cocoon? Well, I've got a beaker of hot water, so place the cocoon inside the beaker of hot water, hold it there for a few seconds, and this starts to unravel the silk. So, if I take this out now, you might just about be able to see silk being pulled off. Okay, so just to prove to you that there is actually a silkworm inside there, if I cut the silk, there it is. Okay, so literally we unravel the silk from the silk cocoon. That's it, we've got silk. So how does it work? Let's take a look inside the silkworm. The silkworm is able to produce small molecules called monomers. A monomer is a small group of atoms that's able to join together to form a chain. So the silk makes a lot of these monomers, and they join together to make a chain, and the polymer chain is then pushed out of the silkworm. So a polymer chain is made of millions and millions of monomers joined together. So a monomer is a small molecule that can join together to form a chain, and millions of monomers makes up a polymer chain. Now, the reaction to make a polymer from monomers is called polymerisation. We're going to look at another example now, which is nylon. Now, nylon is a synthetic, man-made polymer. If we looked at it under a microscope, again, like silk, it would look like strands of a fabric woven together. If we could zoom in a bit closer, we would see lots of little hairs all intertwined, and those hairs, even though they're incredibly tiny, are actually made of millions and millions and millions of atoms, again arranged in long chains of atoms. So a polymer is a solid made of a long chain of atoms. So we're going to have another look at a polymerisation reaction, so this time making nylon. Now, nylon is made from two clear liquids. Here's the first clear liquid going into the beaker. Now, this liquid is made of lots of molecules, millions and millions of molecules in there, and those molecules have the potential to join together and make a chain. That makes them monomers. So here's the second liquid. That's also made of potential monomers, small molecules that can join together. So, in a polymerisation reaction, millions and millions of monomers join together to make polymer chains. So, if I reach in now, I can pull out the polymer chain. So right this second, inside that beaker, there are millions and millions of monomers joining together to make a polymer chain, in this case nylon, and this is called a polymerisation reaction. So a polymerisation reaction is when millions of monomers join together to make a polymer chain. So, molecules are small groups of atoms. If they can join together to make a chain, we can call them monomers. Millions of monomers join together to make a polymer chain, and this type of reaction is called polymerisation.